Welcome back to our Scrum Certification series. In the previous videos, we covered the basics of Scrum, explored the certification landscape, and examined the roles in Scrum. Today, we're diving into the artifacts and events that form the backbone of a Scrum sprint. Purpose of the video: Scrum thrives on its short iterations and well-defined artifacts that provide transparency and focus. If you're preparing for a Scrum certification, understanding terms like product backlog, sprint backlog, increment, and the mechanics of sprint planning, daily Scrum, sprint review, and retrospective is essential. Structure: Scrum artifacts, product backlog, sprint backlog, increment. Scrum events, sprint, planning, daily review, retrospective. Common exam questions and pitfalls. Tips for memorization and application. Summary and what's next. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more helpful content for you. Let's get started. Scrum artifacts in detail. 1. Product backlog. Definition and purpose. A prioritized list of all desired features, functions, or requirements. Maintained by the product owner. Contains items like user stories, bugs, technical tasks, and more. Characteristics: dynamic, continuously refined and reprioritized. Goal-oriented, focused on maximizing value. Items with the highest priority appear at the top. Typical exam questions: what is a product backlog? Who manages it? How does it differ from the sprint backlog? Example: who can modify the product backlog? Answer: only with the product owner's consent. Practical tip: conduct regular backlog grooming/refinement sessions. Write concise user stories using the INVEST principle: independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, testable. 2. Sprint backlog. Definition and purpose. A subset of the product backlog selected for the current sprint. Includes detailed tasks the team will complete during the sprint. Characteristics: created by the development team during sprint planning. Refined during the sprint as new insights emerge. Typical exam questions: how is the sprint backlog created? Answer: during sprint planning by the team and product owner. Who owns the sprint backlog? Answer: the development team. Practical tip: use a task board, physical or digital, to visualize progress with columns like to do, in progress, and done. 3. Increment. Definition and purpose. The output of a sprint, a completed done product or feature package ready for release. Builds incrementally on previous increments to enhance the product. Characteristics: meets the definition of done, DoD clear quality standards and criteria. Must be functional and integrated for stakeholder feedback. Typical exam questions: what is the difference between an increment and the product backlog? How does the team ensure the increment is done? Practical tip: define a robust definition of done to prevent unfinished or low-quality features. Scrum events in detail. 1. The sprint. Definition: a time box, usually 2 to 4 weeks, in which a done increment is created. Repeats until the product is completed or the project ends. Typical questions: how long is a sprint? Answer: maximum 1 month per the Scrum Guide. Can sprints be canceled? Answer: yes, but only by the product owner if the sprint goal becomes obsolete. Practical tip: keep sprint lengths consistent to establish a predictable rhythm for the team. 2. Sprint planning. Purpose: define the sprint goal and select backlog items for the sprint. Process: Part 1. What will the team achieve? Product owner explains prioritized backlog items. Part 2. How will it be done? Team breaks items into tasks. Typical questions: who participates in sprint planning? Answer: product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. What is the outcome of sprint planning? Answer: sprint backlog and sprint goal. Practical tip: Maintain transparency and use realistic estimates, e.g., story points or t-shirt sizing. 3. Daily Scrum. Purpose and flow. A 15-minute daily meeting to synchronize progress and identify blockers. Guided by 3 questions. What did I accomplish yesterday? What will I work on today? Are there any impediments? Typical questions. Is the product owner required at the daily? Answer: they may attend but are not required. Why is the daily limited to 15 minutes? Answer: to ensure focus and avoid detailed discussions. Practical tip: conduct the meeting standing up to encourage brevity. 4. Sprint review. Purpose: present the increment to stakeholders and gather feedback. Process: development team showcases completed work. Stakeholders provide input for the product backlog. Typical questions. Who leads the sprint review? Answer: typically the development team with product owner support. Is the review just a demo? Answer: no, it's a discussion about progress and next steps. Practical tip: encourage active stakeholder participation for meaningful feedback. 5. Sprint Retrospective. Purpose: inspect and improve team processes, not the product. Process: Scrum Master facilitates discussions about successes and improvements. Actionable items are identified for the next sprint. Typical questions. What's the difference between a review and a retrospective? Answer: review focuses on the product, retro focuses on the team and processes. Who attends the retro? Answer: typically the team and Scrum Master. The product owner can join if the team agrees. Practical tip: use varied retro formats, e.g. Starfish for LS, Mad, Sad, Glad, to keep discussions fresh. Exam preparation and application. Common exam topics. Definitions. What is a product backlog? What is the sprint review for? Scenarios. Can a sprint be extended? Answer: no, per the Scrum Guide. Misconceptions. Distinguishing between review and retro or sprint and daily. Tips for memorization and application. Acronyms. Use mnemonics like SPRINT for sprint, planning, review, and next steps, retro. Simulations. Run a mini project, example, build a website in 2 sprints, to practice using artifacts and events. Workshops. Offer to facilitate a retro or review at work to gain hands-on experience. Simplify. Stick to the time boxes and keep artifacts clear and concise. Summary and what's next. Key takeaways. Artifacts: product backlog, complete list, sprint backlog, current sprint, increment, finished product. Events: sprint framework, sprint planning, what and how, daily scrum, daily sync, review, product feedback, retrospective, team improvement. These elements are the core of Scrum and crucial for certification exams. Why it matters. Understanding Scrum artifacts and events ensures transparency, teamwork, and quality in every sprint. Mastery of these concepts is essential for both practitioners and certification success. What's next? In the next video, we'll focus on preparing for your certification exam, covering learning materials, practice questions, and strategies for success. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Which event or artifact do you find most challenging or interesting? Write it in the comments below, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.